Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to Shelf Stories. Jason here, continuing to fire up the cell phone, follow internet chatter, kind of occupational hazard of content creators, as much as I might, want to look away, I just can't. Every time I think I'm out, they drag me back in. And at this point, I'm not going to fight it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to collect these and put them on a playlist. I'm going to call the playlist Digital Citizen. Reason being that the purpose of these particular videos, where I take an internet argument, analyze it, and offer it for discussion, is to help us on the progressive side, those who want change, become better digital citizens and participate fully in the public square and sharpen our arguments so that we can get change. And that's the whole point, right? The whole point is more representation, more different people making the games look different, more multicultural, everyone inclusive. That is the whole goal here. And so that leads me to the title of this particular video: Change does not happen without noise. What is noise? So this is coming off of a thread in the Board Game Revolution group, which was excellent. A lot of good back and forth there. So I had a couple of people, more than a few, who were saying that they're generally supportive. It's not like I'm arguing against people who don't like what we're saying at all. Like, they want to see more representation. They want to see more women, POC, all these people in the games, making the game, etc. They want what we want, and they like our posts and they like our stuff. However, when is too much too much? Here's Jason again. Posting about some game. I post with regularity. And to be clear, that's not every single video. That's a little bit of unfair categorization of me. I have plenty of Happy Fun Time videos, also One Stop Co-op Shop. There you go. Check my videos out there along with the whole OSCS gang. But I do admit that I post regularity about quote unquote political topics. And political means arguing, and arguing means noise. That's what noise is all about. Idea being that there's plenty of noise out there. Plenty of noise, Fox, NBC, TV, even our comedy shows. You can't even watch Howard Stern or listen to Howard Stern. People who used to be just happy go fun times, now they're talking politics and getting people all riled up and angry. Your work sites and your social media spaces and your family, your Thanksgiving dinner, you can't get away from it anymore. It's becoming all encompassing. And here it is. In gaming, which is supposed to be the haven. This is my break from this stuff. And here comes Jason and whoever else, lots of other people, not just me, making quote unquote noise, the political arguments. Okay. It's not just a comfort thing, according to that side of the argument. It's that, am I pushing people away? Or is there a point where people just tune out? One of the posters called it kind of a tinnitis, where because someone posts a cultural thing, and then there's a segment of the audience that's like, you get the idea. It doesn't penetrate too much. So are we pushing people away? Are we losing the audience? Are we losing the thread? Is it just like a small vanguard of people that sound really loud and making a whole bunch of loudness, and we have nothing behind us because we've driven everybody away with how insistent we are? Okay. So if they support change, well, the hobby has changed. This isn't the same hobby as it was in the 70s and 80s. There's plenty of more diversity. Elizabeth Hargrave made Wingspan, one of the most famous games around. Jason's a big YouTube star. No one's stopping you, Jason. All these other people that can, be welcome, and it's great. The hobby is great. Why are we complaining? Okay. So underneath that perspective is why I want to make the video, is a kind of fundamental misunderstanding of how change actually happens. Yes, the hobby has changed, but how has it changed? Does it change naturally? Is it like the arc of history bends towards justice? And it's like, okay, we had bad times before, and then we have a reckoning, and then we have good times. People just kind of become enlightened over time. Is that how change really happens? It's not what the historical record says. This world, and I'll talk about America in particular. America was, back in 1787 or whatever the Constitution was made, this country, this world, this culture was made for white guys. It's written there. You could read it. White guys are property, the only ones that could participate fully in the body politic, and therefore the culture. And it was with blood, sweat, and tears of all of the different marginalized groups Blacks, Indians, Latinos, women, LGBTQ with like the gay marriage stuff, and now we're going through it with the trans issues, all that stuff. Every single change that has happened, there's no exception, has come with the blood, sweat, and tears of activists, with activists who make people uncomfortable, who are insistent, who are regular, who inspire me. Whenever I get exhausted, I think, okay, what change am I trying to achieve? I'm inspired by all these examples in history of folks to a person, man, woman, and anything else you want to talk about. Whenever someone advocates for change, they sacrificed. Our problem in our society is that we tend to erase the activist edge of a lot of folks. MLK was not a well-liked person in his lifetime. MLK was one of the most unpopular people in the world because what did he do? Disrupt people's comfort. Made noise. But it was that noise that made change. How does that work? The people that have power, they're not inclined to change. They love things the way they are. And maybe even some of them actively push back against that change. So there's your start right there. And so it's almost like when you're asking for change, it's like, asking a parent for an allowance. And the parent's like, well, I'll give it to you next week. I'll give it to you next week. I'll give it to you next week. And they never give it to you. Because it doesn't benefit them to give it to you. Or it slips their mind. And it's like, so you promised. And if we shut up about it, we're not going to get our allowance. Right that large. Right? That is what the model of activism is all about. Yeah. When it comes to powerful people, and in this particular case, I'm talking about publishers. We've asked publishers over and over again, more POC, more women, less chainmail bikinis, less colonization, and things that are, that poll well, so to speak. And a lot of folks, not just the loud activists, a lot of folks are saying, give us something different. And we get the same crap over and over and over again. Every time I think we've made progress, here comes another board game cover with women who are in the TNA pose and showing their cleavage. Highlighted. Not even hidden, highlighted. So, that just tells the activists among us, we have to keep going. We have to keep on making noise. And the model is you keep making noise, you keep being in the ears of the publishers, who at the end of the day, they just want money anyway. So you get along enough people that feel the same way we feel. You change some hearts and minds. And if some moderates drop off along the way because they're making too much noise for them, then that's something that we can live with, as long as there's enough of a critical mass that see what we see, that are sympathetic to our activism. We can change enough hearts and minds. That's how we get change. The activists do it. It is not a natural kind of thing that happens. And do we make mistakes? Of course. That's what the series is all about. I don't want us to make the mistakes that we're making. I had a video about the ism hammer, and I'll continue to talk about how, let's not go there. We can go in another direction with our argumentation, so we can definitely get better. However, I think there's a tendency to want to just get rid of all noise and just do it nicely. Just ask publishers nicely to make changes. Yeah, right. I wish. I don't want to make noise. I want to just play too. It would be wonderful if we got rid of all the colonization, the cleavage, the white male centrality. Those are my C's that I talk about a lot, and other things too. If those things were just to go away, then you wouldn't hear peep. And here I again very quickly, because I know how internet arguments work. They're going to hear me talk about change and, getting rid of certain things. He's trying to ban, he's trying to cancel. How about this? Maybe colonization, cleavage, white centrality isn't so central. How about the center of the hobby is different? And little corners can be whatever. I have plenty of diversity. Go ahead, enjoy your cleavage. Go ahead, enjoy whatever you want. In the margins and in the center is as welcoming as possible. That's what I mean. I think people are going to interpret me or misinterpret me however they want, but I have to give it my best shot. There's a lot of people who think, oh, we'll never be happy. Try it. How about we try it? How about enough of us get together, the activist types and the more moderate types get together and ask publishers. Try it and find out. See if we're happy. And so that's my my request on the progressive side, the activist side. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Let's keep getting better at it. I think there's I say it over and over again. I'll say it one more time. We can get better at changing hearts and minds. Let's not keep at the level of noise. Let's always connect the noise to change, and always be mindful that that connection has to be there, or else the noise isn't doing anything. That's number one. And to the moderates, well, if you don't want to hear noise, then help us. If you don't want to hear noise, then there's a reason why we're making it, or someone like me is making it. Believe me, I don't want to. So join up, and we can mutually benefit. You get a hobby with less noise, I get a hobby with more diversity. We all benefit. There is a goal. So I'm inviting anyone of goodwill to join up on that goal. So change only happens with the noise, but the point is not the noise. The point is the change. If you can change your mind, you can change the world, people. So until next time, everybody.